now the NPP will win the 2020 presidential election. This according to a research conducted by the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana. According to Mr. Keche Duku-Frimpong, who presented the findings of the department, the research conducted between the 12th and the 22nd of November this year showed that 51.7% of the respondents said they will vote for the incumbent president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, whilst 40.4% said they will vote for John Mahama, the NDC candidate. Well, let's do some more on this and bring you some.
Vote based on some campaign message. Their preferred choices were NPP's Akufo-Addo 52.5, followed by NDC's John Mahama 40.9. The third one is the most interesting. Goose Christian Pabra Anki got 1.3. Maybe Goom is becoming the third force. But more important for these last few days, 3.7 of them have not decided. So go and vote for them and do something about them. We went on further to ask for whom will you vote in the presidential elections, and it followed a similar pattern. These voters have taken a firm decision to vote for those candidates in the election, the candidates that they say they will vote for. We asked them, how sure are you? 80.9% that the candidates that we have decided to vote for, we are going to vote for them. So, well, we are going to change their views. Then the last and perhaps the most important question: which presidential candidate would you vote for if the elections were held today? And the list is also there. Akufo-Addo 51.7, Mahama 40.4, Goom 1.4.
Use your mic, sir.
It's not easy standing at one place here. So, 51.7 for NPP and Akufo-Addo, 40.4 for NDC and Mahama, and the rest 1.4, 0.8, 0.2, 0.1, 0.2 somewhere. And for independent, 0.
And so that's Mr. Keche Frimpong Duku presenting the findings of the Political Science Department earlier today. My colleague Kweku Asante was at this presentation. He joins us via Zoom with some more detail on this research conducted by the department. Kweku, let's start with the figures. You see a general decline in the figures that the two major parties actually secured in 2016, and even with a survey that the department conducted in 2016, where the NPP is dropping from 53.3 to 50%, and you see the NDC also dropping from the 44 to a 40%. What were the issues that those interviewed in this particular survey said would influence their vote? Kweku, I think you have to unmute your device so we can hear you.
Well, yeah. So according to the researchers, the kind of people they spoke to, in the course of this research, said that they believe that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, given the kind of performance he's shown in his first term as president, will be able to deliver on the kind of promises he's made. And so they cite, for instance, the free senior high school project and other promises that the New Patriotic Party made in the lead up to the 2016 election. 53% says the incumbent president has delivered on their manifesto promises from 2016. And so this is a very important backdrop upon which these people are saying that they will now vote to give Nana Akufo-Addo another term to continue the kind of things he said he's done. And then you look at 37.3 saying that they believe that the NDC will be able to as it were, implement the issues they've set out in their manifesto. 37.3% as against 53% from the NPP. And so these are the issues that are served as a catalyst for these people saying that they are going to vote for Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. They are also saying 36.9 people that they talked to said that they think that the NDC can bring the needed change, whereas 49.4% said that they believe that the NPP is the party that can bring the needed change in the country. So you look at the disparity in the numbers, and then you see that a lot more people trust that the NPP can be able to deliver on the kind of promises that they made as against that of the NDC.
And there have been other surveys, one conducted by the CDD, the other by the NCCE, that point to a high voter turnout. But then when you look at the figures presented by the University of Ghana, there's a decline in the percentages that the parties are likely to get. I'm wondering what is happening to the rest, because the university says 80% of the people they interviewed are resolute on which candidate they are voting for. What is happening to the 20%? What are they saying?
Well, so the other persons are saying that they are very open to changing their mind. They are very open to the next 10 to 12 days for which we have the election. They are very open to change their mind and vote for a political party that brings up the specific issues that they speak of. And then you reference the NCC, the CDD, and other surveys that have been conducted and the kind of issues that those specific voters raised. Those voters, those specific issues are still very important. But then you look at the decline in numbers, and then you can probably say that it's because of some of the places that they went to do the research. Because if you look at the 100 constituencies from which the political science department went, they spoke to 11,000 plus people. They were expecting to speak to 12,000. They couldn't get all those people. They managed to speak to 11,000 plus, 11,400 and some few numbers. So you look at those numbers and then you think that these are places where MPP already hold majority already in the previous election. But those regions and those constituencies, again, are swing regions and swing constituencies according to the political science research. They say that these constituencies were not won by either parties by such a huge margin in the previous election. And so according to them, they believe that this will serve as a real forum upon which the other 20% who have not made up their mind can become the deciding factor. But there's one caveat. The political science department is saying that they are 99% sure of the kind of things that they put out here. That 99% of the chance is that the specific figures, 51.2% is what President Akufo-Addo will get in the next election, and then John Dramani Mahama will get 40%.
51.7, which is what they put out there. But then, because you mentioned the regions, I know that usually the department would look at the figures on regional basis to see who is winning what region. And we know that certain regions are determinants. They point to the victory as far as the elections are concerned, the central region, for instance. But in this year, the unique thing is that we have new regions also being created. What did the survey say about the regional breakdown of this election?
Well, so Ernest, the political science, the research report that they put out was short on going into the specific details and who exactly is winning these specific details. Of course, there was something that he said as a general rule that the NPP is going to win Ashanti region and this is going to win Volta region. Obviously, everyone...
Which goes without saying, already. Really.
But yes, so those specific areas are not places that people are so hinged on, even so that kind of information. But the other 14 regions, the political science report did not go in there. Of course, they've published summary of the findings, but those summary of the findings still fall short in going into those specific details as to who will win what region and who will win which region. They didn't say that. Maybe there's probably a more detailed report that they will put out later on that has those details.
Very well. And we'll be getting the researchers to speak to espouse more on this development. Thank you very much, Kweku, for bringing us some more detail on the latest research by the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana.